All right, guys. So today we need to talk about some big news coming out of the LCS. Not only has Disguised Toast, new team that is set to join the LCS in 2025, not only have they signed a new player and finished their LCS roster for next season, which is both very, very exciting. This player is also a rookie and a North American rookie, which obviously LCS fans are usually excited about, usually happy to see more young North American talent up and coming. But also at the same time, I think this move is very, very risky for Disguised for some reasons that we're going to talk about in this video today. And obviously, sometimes risk can pay off, but sometimes they can blow up in your face as well. So that's what we're going to get into. The story here is obviously comes from Sheep Esports sources. Bot laner Scary Jerry is set to join Disguise in the LTA North. Again, the LTA North is the rebranded version of the LCS. LTA is bringing North and South America together. LTA North, that's the North American side, and the LTA South, which is going to be that South American side. And yeah, this is the news. This report is from LEC Wooloo and LCS Eevee today. And here it is. Sources: Scary Jerry set to join Disguise in the LTA North Conference after impressive performances in CLOL, which is Collegiate League of Legends, and the NACL, which is the Tier 2 scene. Scary Jerry is ready for a shot at Tier 1. According to Sheep Esports sources, Scary Jerry has signed with Disguise, the LTA North Conference guest team for the 2025 season. This summer, the young player won the NACL Championship with Dragon Steel, which was a team combined from Maryville University and Dragon Steel Books, in convincing 3-0 fashion against Fear by Starforge. With this move, DSG have completed their roster for the LTA's inaugural split, which is also said to be the team's Tier 1 League of Legends debut. DSG was also interested in Tomo and Lost. Lost is a name that I still have a little bit of PTSD over from a couple years ago, the whole TSM Lost fiasco and just kind of seeing the downfall of TSM. So that's a name that just kind of gave me some flashbacks. But Tomo, obviously a guy we just recently saw in the LCS last split as well, and a guy that I think people would have been excited about. But again, they decided to go with the rookie. They decided to go with the unproven player. Not that Tomo or Lost are all that proven or anything like that, but I do think people should be excited about this because they talk about this in the article a little bit as well. We have seen a decent amount of Tier 2 NA players come up recently and actually have an impact and actually be pretty meaningful and be get results kind of right away even, or after a couple splits, and it's been very, very exciting. It's been kind of a breakthrough of young talent recently. So Scary Jerry has another reason to be another chance or opportunity to be one of these guys that is coming up and actually getting some things done right away. And obviously Disguised is going to need that because led by MASH and built around veteran talents like Abbedagge and Huhi, DSG are hoping to find solid results with a budget roster. With in-game leadership from their support mid laner, alongside Castle, his carry potential and laning mechanics, and XU, they may finally have the team stability to consistently achieve the peak form we've seen glimpses of on the LCS stage. So we'll have to wait and see. But here is the big thing. Here's why this is a little bit of a gamble. Here's why this is risky. Scary Jerry is DSG's unknown quantity. Normally, an NACL champion with 2 years in Tier 2 would be an obvious choice, but it's no longer that simple. Since LCS teams began to pull out of the Tier 2 space, the level of play in the NACL and the amount of talent in it has retained has decreased massively. With upward pressure decreasing, many older pros have cycled out of the ecosystem entirely, moving away from competition and opening space for younger talent. Not only that, the other reason why this is a little bit of a gamble for me, and I wish it would talked about this in the article as well, but whatever, that's what this is for, is the fact that we now have the relegation system. So DSG taking a chance on a younger player isn't just them, hoping that a player pans out. There's always a little bit of a gamble with any kind of prospect. Even the biggest and best prospects in the world, there's some kind of gamble, because just because you did it in Tier 2 doesn't mean your play or whatever is always going to translate to the next level. Also at Tier 1, there's a new level of pressure. There's more money at stake. Your career is more on the line. It's way more serious. It's way more competitive. Some people love that environment and thrive in it. Some people kind of crumble under the pressure, but also there is the risk of DSG obviously potentially getting relegated at the end of the year. So if Scary Jerry ends up not being that good, or ends up, DS doesn't fit in well with DSG, or doesn't fit in well with Huhi in the bot lane, or if DSG just struggles to win games, they are at risk of being demoted at the end of the season and going away entirely and having to battle through the Tier 2s once again and losing funding and losing a ton of money and maybe, being at the risk of the future of the organization. So there is extra pressure and extra incentives to find the right players right away and maybe gamble less on up-and-coming talent, which obviously sucks. It's not something we necessarily want, but also the promotion and relegation part of this is very exciting and very interesting. So this will be something to watch out for. The new crop of young talent from the NA pipeline, stars like Masu, Yan, Sniper, Busio, APA, have proved that they've all been able to prove themselves on domestic and international stages to different extents. So these talents are the future of the North American LOL. And like I said, Scary Jerry is trying to join that. But but we do have this GSG lineup finished now with Mash as the coach, Castle, XU, Abadage, Scary Jerry, and Huhi. I think it's actually a nice mix of younger talent like XU and Scary Jerry, a little bit more of inexperienced guys, not necessarily younger, but inexperienced guys, and then Abadage and Huhi, guys like that kind of being those veterans and guys who have also had a lot of success in both the LCS and the LEC as well. So this will be cool. I think that was kind of people's one criticism of this team. Yeah, Abadage's cool, Huhi's cool, that's fine, but you don't want to have a middle of the pack to bad veteran team. If you're going to be a middle of the pack to bad team or a cheap budget roster, or whatever, you want to try and find some cheap, under the radar, up and coming players that are going to be able to be maybe like the face of your organization or really break out and surprise people. You need to take some chances when you're a budget team. So in that way, I don't know how good Scary Jerry's going to end up being or whatever, but I do think this is a pretty interesting gamble and an interesting selection for DSG. I'm honestly pretty hyped up and excited about it. I hope Scary Jerry comes in and is a beast. But like I said, this is a gamble in more ways than one for DSG. Not only are they taking a chance on a young upcoming player, but they're also obviously having to risk relegation this season. So they really need him to be good pretty fast and need him to learn quickly. And obviously, if he doesn't work out, yeah, they can always find another AD carry. But hey, when you make decisions in the offseason, you pass up on other players and maybe the guy that ends up being the best for you or the guy who would have been the best fit for you or whatever, maybe he's not available later on. So when you do have roster composition and put together rosters in offseason, you want to get it right the first time, and it's really kind of important sometimes as well, especially, like I said, when you have as much on the line as Disguise does. But we'll have to see how this move works out for them. And like I said, it is pretty cool that we also have the full Disguise lineup out, and we know what their roster is going to look like for the first season. But also just want to mention real quick that Holy does have their Black Week going on right now. It is still going on until December 2nd, so you still have a chance to pick up some of those massive discounts, limited edition flavors, limited edition merchandise, and packs as well. Use those discount codes SE5 to get €5 off your first purchase, and SE10 to get 10% off your entire basket. Holy, great tasting energy drinks that also just so happen to be healthier in the competition. Check out that first link description below today and buy you some Holy. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.